Friends, welcome to our next video. In this video, we are discussing previous year questions of paper 2 of LDCE exam for the year 2021-2022. We'll be discussing 20 questions from question number 41 to question number 60. Questions are from topics like fundamental rules, MACP, APAR. Most of the questions are from pension rules. So for FRSR, you will be referring to Swami's handbook, and for pension we have CCS pension rules 2021. And for MACP and APAR, you can download OM on these topics, which cover these topics very thoroughly. I'll also tell you more about as we discuss the questions from these two topics. So let's begin with question number 41. Scientists in DRDO are covered under the Flexible Complementing Scheme FCS. A scientist B appointed on June 2008 has been upgraded to scientist C after 4 years in second chance. Minimum residency period for upgrade from scientist B to scientist C is 3 years. Okay. He has not been upgraded to scientist D under FCS for 3 successive years. This is the keyword, 3 successive years. Minimum residency period for upgrade from scientist C to scientist D is 4 years. So he has completed the minimum residency period, but still 3 years has elapsed, but he has not been upgraded to higher rank. In this context, which one of the following represents the correct course of action regarding upgradation of the scientist under MACP scheme? So directly this question does not belong to MACP scheme. This question is about FCS and how does MACP applies to employees who are under FCS. So if you read FCS and some related rules, you will come to know that if for 3 years a scientist is not covered under FCS, he or she can take advantage of promotion or financial upgradation under MACP scheme. Therefore, option C is the correct option, that he can be considered for scientist D under MACP scheme after completion of 10 years of service in the grade of scientist C. But 3 years तक उसको वहाँ पे अपग्रेडेशन नहीं मिलना चाहिए FCS में for whatever reasons. और 3 साल के बाद he will not be considered under FCS. ये भी एक पॉइंट है. फिर वहाँ पे उसको चांस ही नहीं है 4th ईयर में. Then MACP will apply on him. Next question is on APAR. So for APAR, let me mention the details of OM. Wait 1 second. So let's read the question first. Consider the following statements regarding completion of annual performance assessment reports APARs. So for this question, you can refer to brochure by DOPT, which is on preparation and maintenance of APAR for civil servants. In that you will find all these options. So option 1 is that wherever an authority has upgraded or downgraded the overall grading in APAR without giving sufficient reasons, the DPC shall treat such an exercise as invalid. Yes, that is correct, because if you make some changes, you need to give proper justification for the same while writing the APAR. If you don't give, then it shall be treated as invalid by DPC. Next statement is reporting officer can write APAR of his subordinates within 1 month of his retirement. तो इसके लिए आप पेज 4 पे जाएंगे इस गाइडलाइंस के. देन ऑन पैरा 2.6 you will find that this is the right statement. I'm not opening the official source to avoid the delay, क्योंकि क्वेश्चंस डिफरेंट टॉपिक से हैं. अगर बार बार सोर्स ओपन करा जाएगा तो टाइम वेस्ट होगा. तो यू कैन रेफर टू these documents when you are reading or studying separately. Statement 3 is earned leave for a period of more than 15 days can be deducted from the total period spent on any post for purposes of computing the period of 3 months, which is mandatory for writing APAR. So this is also true. If you refer to next statement on page 4, 2.7, this is right. Confidential reports relating to a deceased officer may be destroyed after a period of 5 years from the date of his death. No, it is 2 years. If you will go to page 16 of this guideline or brochure, in para 7.5 you will find that it is 2 years. So this is the incorrect statement. Now the question is asking statements which are not correct. So we have seen that 2 or 3 is correct. So you can eliminate option B and option D from here, because in these options you can see 3 coming and 2 coming. We know 4 is incorrect definitely. So this is the right option. For 1 you will not find the brochure, but it's general knowledge thing that when filing a par we know these things, so we can safely assume 1 to be correct statement. Next question is 43 on deputation. It's a very simple question, but UPSC has had a habit of making the question a little tricky. So let's see. Central government officer serving at Delhi in level 14 drawing a basic pay of so and so proceeds to deputation on in Mumbai. How much deputation duty allowance will be payable to him? So first of all, knowledge part is this: 10% of basic when change of station is involved is the amount of deputation allowance. Second thing, subject to maximum of, which is the maximum basic pay given to any government servant except cabinet secretary. This is the basic, maximum basic. So if we add 10% of the basic, it will come to around 21,000. But as the basic is, the ceiling is 2,25,000, this will be the right calculation, and most of the students will mark this because this is 10%. But as ceiling is 2,25,000, this is the right calculation, and 6,800 will be the right answer. So right answer is D, 6,800. Let's move on to next question. FR45A. Now in previous question again you see UPSC has given 10% amount as option A, so most of the students in a rush will take it as the right answer and proceed without even thinking about the ceiling. So that's how UPSC frame the options, sequencing of the options. So you have to be patient, and even if you know the right answer, you have to read all the options. Don't just take the option and move on. At least read all the 4 options, even if you are very sure that you know the right answer. Next question is on fundamental rules. Question 45, it says that license fee for type 6A general pool residential accommodation has been fixed as 1840 per month. An officer occupying said accommodation in Mumbai is declared as unauthorized occupant. However, he retains accommodation for 2 months after being declared unauthorized occupant. How much amount in damages is recoverable from him? Now, actually, there are 2 points in this question. One is that UPSC has not taken this question into calculation because some information is missing, but still we'll try to solve this question. For this you can refer to page 195, para 15A of Swami's FRSR compilation. So in the case of Mumbai, if you see the table, the damages to be recovered for 2 months is 120 times, which is for first month, and 10% additional for second month, from second month onwards. So this is the mathematical formula which we are using: 120 times, which is for first month, and this is for second month, and so on, 10%. So 1840 is the license fee, multiply by 120 and multiply 1.1 to get the additional 10%. You will get this figure. Now this is also on the option, because as per my understanding, UPSC has not given the date of cancellation of allotment, and period of unauthorized occupation is also not mentioned if you read page 196. So I think because of this missing information, this question has not been counted for calculation. However, we are now thorough with the theme of the question, so in case this question appears again in 2024, you can go for it. Next question is on CGEGIS scheme. The UPSC has taken 1 to 2 questions on these miscellaneous topics like MSCP, APAR, CGEGIS. So the student who has prepared in a diverse manner, जो शुरू से तैयारी कर रहे हैं बच्चे, जो बेसिक सोर्सेज जो होते हैं उसके अलावा एडिशनल टॉपिक्स को भी कवर कर लेते हैं, तो दे विल गेट द एडवांटेज इन सच केसेस. So let's start question 45. A Group C employee gets promoted to Group B with effect from February 2022. While rate of monthly subscription under CGEGIS scheme is 30 for Group C. For Group B it is 60. From which of the following dates monthly subscription will be deducted? Now UPSC का जो क्वेश्चन होता है, हर क्वेश्चन के पीछे एक सिंगल फैक्ट या नॉलेज इन्फॉर्मेशन पॉइंट होता है. वो पता है तो एक क्वेश्चन इजीली सॉल्व होगा, वो नहीं पता है तो क्वेश्चन सॉल्व होगा पर गलत सॉल्व होगा. सो अगर आप CGEG 1980 रूल्स की PDF को रेफ़र करेंगे तो पेज 2 पे पैरा 5.3 में ये आपको मिल जाएगा कि ओल्ड रेट्स पे ही सब्सक्रिप्शन डिडक्ट होगा until the end of scheme's anniversary year. So scheme runs from January to December. So from succeeding year, from January month of succeeding year, subscription value will change. तो February 2022 से लेके December 2022 तक 30 रुपीज़ ही कटेंगे. एंड फ्रॉम 1 January 2023 न्यू रेट्स पे रिडक्शन होगा. सो ऑप्शन बी इज़ द राइट आंसर. अगेन जिनको पता नहीं है या सोचता है कि यार इतना ईजी क्वेश्चन को उससे पूछ लिया, वो ये टिक कर देंगे या ये वाला ऑप्शन टिक कर देंगे, दोनों ही गलत हो जाएंगे. राइट आंसर ये निकलेगा. सो नहीं पता है तो ना अटैम्प्ट करें. ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम. अटैम्प्ट आप बिल्कुल करेंगे. द पर्पस ऑफ दिस सीरीज इज टू मेक यू अवेयर दैट UPSC इज आस्किंग क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम डिफरेंट थीम्स एंड सम थीम्स आर गेटिंग रिपीटेड. सो थोड़ी सी स्मार्ट स्टडी, थोड़ा सा हार्डवर्क अच्छे रिजल्ट्स लेके आएगा. क्वेश्चन 46. Consider the following statements regarding the application of CCS pension rules 2021. तो इसके अंदर 1988 का जो OM है डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ पर्सनल ट्रेनिंग का, उसको रेफ़र करना होगा जहाँ पे इन सब के बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन दी हुई है. कई क्वेश्चंस आप जैसे पेंशन रूल से आप कर रहे हैं तो आप स्वामीज की पेंशन रूल से कंपाइलेशन को भी रेफ़र कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि मैं नहीं कर रहा हूँ बिकॉज आई वांट टू स्टिक टू ऑफिशियल सोर्सेस. कंपाइलेशन में थोड़ा ज़्यादा इन्फॉर्मेशन मिल जाएगी लेकिन समझाने के लिए थोड़ा डिफ़िकल्ट होता है बिकॉज आई कैन नॉट शो इट हेयर, कन्वीनियंट भी नहीं है. सो विल स्टिक टू दी ऑफिशियल सोर्सेस PDFs wherever possible. Let's read the question. Consider the following statements regarding application of pension rules 2021. Confirmation will be made once in the service of an official which will be in the antegrade. That is correct as per this OM. Confirmation is linked to the availability of permanent vacancy in the grade. That is incorrect. An officer who has successfully completed the probation may be considered for promotion. That is true. The distinction between permanent and temporary employee for grant of pension and other pension benefits shall be maintained. So actually if you don't, आपको लगेगा कि UPSC 1988 का OM पूछ रही है, हम कैसे यहाँ से सॉल्व करेंगे, तो ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है. आप जब लेटेस्ट तैयारी कर रहे हैं, जहाँ भी आपने कोचिंग ली है या सेल्फ स्टडी की है, तो दिस इज़ द मेन पॉइंट. डिस्टिंक्शन ख़त्म कर दिया है पेंशनरी और अदर बेनिफिट्स के लिए. पेंशन और पेंशनरी बेनिफिट्स के लिए डिस्टिंक्शन ख़त्म हो गया है परमानेंट और टेम्परेरी एम्प्लॉयज़ के बीच में. सो द बोथ विल बी ट्रीटेड एज सिमिलर. अगर आपको ये पता है डिस्टिंक्शन ख़त्म हो गया है तो यू कैन ईजिली एलिमिनेट 4 and you can select the right answer. So option A is the right answer. Even if you want to read, you can go to this OM and read the details. Next question is 47. Again on pension. A family pensioner drawing pension of rupees 30,000 per month turns 85 years old in August 2022. What is the amount of pension payable to her with effect from August 2022? सो पेज 26 पे अगर जाएंगे पेंशन रूल्स के आप, तो यहाँ पे आपको ये मिलेगा कि जो बेसिक पेंशन होती है उसका 30% हो जाता है 85 ईयर ऑनवर्ड्स. सो अभी तक उसे 20% मिल रहा था. सो पहले हम बेसिक पेंशन निकालेंगे वो है हमारी 25,000। बेसिक पेंशन के बाद हम निकालेंगे रिवाइज्ड पेंशन 30% के रेट से। 30% से हमें मिल जाएगा कि यहाँ पे 32,500 हो जाएगी पेंशन। सो बेसिकली 30,000 से 32,500 हो गई है। राइट आंसर इज ए। आई होप दी कैलकुलेशन इज़ नॉट कॉम्प्लिकेटेड। पहले आपने बेसिक पेंशन निकाली, फिर उसका 30% एडिशन कर दिया तो आपके सी अमाउंट आ गया। पहले आपको 20% मिल रहा था तो आपने डिवाइड कर दिया यहाँ पे 120 से। आई थिंक CGL के कैंडिडेट्स हैं सारे, इतना तो कर सकते हैं। 48 question is again on pension. Consider the following statements regarding the provisions for premature retirement from government service. Again DOPT OM dated 28 August 2020 को रेफर करेंगे हम। premature retirement from government service. So statement 1 says no employee should ordinarily be retired on ground of ineffectiveness if he would be retiring on superannuation within a period of 1 year from the date of consideration of this case. That is true. पेज 5 पैरा 10 सब पैरा 3 में आपको मिल जाएगा। नो शो कॉज नोटिस इज नेसेसरी बिफोर अ नोटिस ऑफ प्रीमैच्योर रिटायरमेंट इज इशूड। शो कॉज नोटिस की ज़रूरत नहीं है, प्रीमैच्योर रिटायरमेंट का आप नोटिस दे सकते हैं क्योंकि यहाँ पे जो केस है वो इस OM के अंडर डील होगा। पेज 6 पैरा 11.1 में मिल जाएगा। Then no representation can be made by a government servant against issue of orders of premature retirement. So basically ये थोड़ा एक्सट्रीम हो गया। इफ़ यू वांट टू टेक रिस्क, रिप्रेजेंटेशन का हमेशा ऑप्शन अवेलेबल होता है। नेचुरल जस्टिस हो, प्रिंसिपल उसका लगाना हो या अदरवाइज, रिप्रेजेंटेशन का राइट हमेशा रहता है। सो गवर्नमेंट सर्वेंट इज अलाउड टू रिप्रेजेंट अगेंस्ट दिस नोटिस, सो दिस इज इनकरेक्ट। तो नॉट करेक्ट पूछा है आपसे। So let's see other option, other statement also. Statement 4, pension is admissible in addition to pay and allowances including HRA and city compensatory allowance to the government servant for the entire period in lieu of notice. तो ये आपको दोनों चीज़ें मिल जाएंगी पैरा पेज 1 में, पैरा 2 में, और पेज 2 के पैरा 3.2 से 3.4 में कि क्या क्या मिलता है और किस किस पीरियड का मिलता है। So this is also true. So only incorrect statement is 3. So if you want me to open this OM, let me open this for you. Just give me few seconds, I will change the slide. So this is the OM by DOPT on periodic review of central government employees. So objective is to strengthen the administrative machinery, and it is clarified that premature retirement is not penalty, which is compulsory retirement. Then under 56J government can retire, under 56I again they can retire, and they can retire by giving a notice not less than 3 months in writing or 3 months pay. उसके बाद rule 48(1)(b) of pension rules, again same thing, 3 months pay and allowances in lieu of such notice. So we know that what are the pay and allowances which has to be given during this period as asked in the question. So option 4 was right. डायरेक्टली लैंग्वेज नहीं दी हुई है बट क्लियर है कि आपको 3 months पे एंड अलाउंसेस देने हैं इन lieu of such notice. So let's move on to the next question. It's question number 49, again on pension. Mr. X joined in the office of Principal EG in Prayagraj on this date. On the basis of results declared on November 2003, vacancies occurred before 1st January 2004, which is the key statement. He died in this October 2019 after putting in 15.5 years of service. The corpus was transferred to government. Now an eligible family member exercised the options for coverage under CCS pension rules on the basis of OM dated February 2020, and this change of or exercise of option was allowed by the competent authority. Now under what circumstances? No wonder the question is asking what will be the amount accumulated in the NPS account of the deceased employer that will be payable to his nominee. So if you will refer to this OM, you will see the government of India even extended the deadline for exercising the option, and based on this OM, his contribution will become the corpus of his NPS account, and interest on GPF, which government declares every year, will be paid for the intervening period as per the rate of interest declared by the government. So option B is the right option. Let's read this option. Mr. X contribution along with up to date interest calculated at the rates applicable to GPF from time to time. So as per the option exercised by the nominee, this will be the corpus or the amount accumulated in the NPS. Next question is 50. A government servant superannuates on 31st July 2022. Qualifying services 30 years 11 months. SP details are given as below. Basic pay, personal pay, average emoluments in last 10 months. Computation is not applied. Now as per para 44, we know that pension is 50% of the emoluments. Emoluments has been defined in para 31. Now it can be the last basic pay or the average of emoluments in last 10 months, whichever is beneficial. So clearly in this case, this is beneficial, this is not beneficial, so this will not be taken as emoluments. Computation is nil, and personal pay is not part of emolument, so this will also not be considered for calculation. So pension will be half of the basic pay, which is 90,000 per month. So option B is the right answer. So again your knowledge is checked, that आपको पता होना चाहिए कि 50% होगा पेंशन, emoluments कौन से चूज़ करने हैं, एंड पर्सनल पे पार्ट होगा या नहीं emoluments का. So these three key knowledge points you should know to solve this question. Simple है. Let's move on to the next question. 51. Who among the following shall be the competent authority for final decision on the question of withholding, withdrawal of pension or gratuity in cases where the departmental proceedings were instituted under Rule 8 of Pension Rules 2021, which was earlier Rule 9 of Pension Rules 1972, and where the report in which its findings are recorded has not been submitted by the subordinate authority to the President so far. So UPSC ने इस क्वेश्चन को ट्रीट किया है एज इनवैलिड क्वेश्चन एज पर द UPSC आंसर की. हमें इन फ्यूचर हमें कुछ रूल्स मिल सकते हैं 1972 के रेफ़र करने पड़े, कुछ रूल्स होता है हमें 2021 के रेफ़र करने पड़े. मोस्टली 2021 के रूल्स में हमें सारे आंसर्स मिलेंगे, बट स्टिल कीप इट विद यू. 1972 के रूल्स in some cases they will be very handy. So क्वेश्चन क्लियर नहीं है, लेकिन आपको उसके बारे में ज़्यादा पढ़ना है तो आप पेज 5 पैरा 8.1 में रेफ़र कर सकते हैं. उस केस में आपको पेंशन रूल्स 2021 में कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन मिल जाएगी. सो लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. बहुत डिटेल में नहीं जा रहा हूँ उस क्वेश्चन के, अदरवाइज वीडियो कंप्लीट नहीं होगा हमारा. क्वेश्चन 52. As per CCS Pension Rules 2021, which of the following statements are not correct regarding the payment of family pension and death gratuity when a government servant dies or goes missing while on deputation? So now questions are consistently being asked from pension topics. So let's open PDF on pension so that we can also have a glimpse from which paragraphs or which pages of the PDF questions are being asked, so that you can also be assured that the solution being told is concrete. So now we are having pension rules 2020-21 on right side. So let's read statement 1. Statement 1 says, while on deputation to another central government department, action to authorize family pension and gratuity in accordance with the pension rules IBID shall be taken by head of office of the borrowing department. So yes, this is true. head of office of the Borrowing Department as per para 78 subpara 1. This is true. Now, while in deputation to a state government, action to authorize family pension and gratuity in accordance with the rules shall be taken by the head of office of Borrowing Department. So it's the case for state government. So in the second paragraph of these rules, if you read, it says that taken by head of office or the cadre authority to sanction deputation. So this is actually statement 2 and 3 are combined statements which are coming out of para 78 सब para 2. तो एक तो हेड ऑफ ऑफिस है, दूसरा कैडर अथॉरिटी है. सो स्टेटमेंट 3 तो सही हो जाएगा क्योंकि कैडर अथॉरिटी यहाँ दिया हुआ है, यहाँ हेड ऑफ ऑफिस दिया हुआ है और बॉरेन डिपार्टमेंट. तो यहाँ पे स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के केस के अंदर एक सेकेंड, यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा कन्फ्यूजन है. ओके, सो लेट्स क्लियरिफाई द डाउट. कैडर कंट्रोलिंग अथॉरिटी विद सैंक्शन डेपुटेशन. सो कैडर अथॉरिटी विद सैंक्शन डेपुटेशन. So statement 3 is correct. Now here it is writing head of office of borrowing department. So this is incorrect. It should be authority with sanctioned deputation, which is the department from which he is coming. So I'll say lending department in this case. Okay, so that's why this statement is wrong. It should be lending department. So statement 2 is incorrect. Let's move on to statement 4. While in deputation to a foreign service, action to authorize family pension and gratuity in accordance with rules shall be taken by head of office of the borrowing department. So again, they are going to state government or foreign service. They are writing borrowing department. No, it is not borrowing department. It is a department which sanctioned the deputation. So घुमा फिरा के एक ही पॉइंट के ऊपर 3 स्टेटमेंट बना दिए. कुछ स्टेटमेंट एक पॉइंट को ब्रेक कर दिया है यहाँ पे. तो यहाँ पे लैंडिंग डिपार्टमेंट ही होगा ऑप्शन 4 में. डेट इज़ वाई दिस इज ऑल्सो इनकरेक्ट. बॉर्डर डिपार्टमेंट नहीं होगा. दिस इज ऑल्सो इनकरेक्ट. आंसर ऑप्शन विच आर करेक्ट इज 2 and 4 only. Right answer is option C. Let's move on to the next question. Next question is 53. The maximum amount of family pension per month that can be granted under Central Civil Service Pension Rules 2021 in the case of a central government servant is how much? So in this case it is 30%. So how does this amount of 75,000 come? Let's go to page 29 of CCS pension rules. In para 50 subpara 2A1 it says that amount of family pension, it's payable at uniform rate of 30% subject to maximum of 75,000 rupees per month. So as we all know that the maximum basic pay of a civil servant is 2,25,000 except cabinet secretary. So 30% of the maximum basic pay is 75,000. So that's why this is the maximum amount, which is the ceiling. So next question 54. A government servant on completion of 20 years of qualifying service plans to take VRS. Now as per rules he is requested the appropriate authority to issue a certificate regarding the completion of qualifying service of 20 years on the intended date of retirement. In how many days authority has to issue the certificate beyond which servant can give the notice of VRS without the certificate? Now to apply for VRS also, a government servant is required to give a certificate that he has completed 20 years of qualifying service and the date of his retirement. To apply the certificate, he will go to the concerned authority and the authority has to give that in a fixed span of time, and that span of time is 15 days. If you go to para 43 of page 24, on the right hand side you will see that within 15 days certificate has to be issued. In case it is not given, he can still go on apply for VRS. So right answer is option B. Next question. In the context of CCS pension rules, which one of the following statements regarding emoluments is not correct? To answer this question, we'll go to page number 14, where emoluments has been defined in chapter 4. Now this question was repeated again in year 2023 as question number 59. So let's read out the statement A. Stagnation increments shall be treated as emoluments for calculation of retirement benefits. So yes, in the explanation part of this it is written that stagnation increment will be treated as emoluments. So this is right. Non-practicing allowance granted to medical officer in lieu of private practice is included in emoluments. Yes, non-practicing allowance is also part of emoluments. This is also true. Pay drawn by GS while under deputation to a state government or while on foreign service shall be treated as emoluments. No, that will not be treated as emoluments. So this is incorrect. This is the right answer. Let's also read statement D, where a government servant immediately before the retirement or death was on leave and earned an increment which was not withheld. Such increment, though not actually drawn, shall form part of his emoluments. So in case of death, he was given an increment, but that increment was not actually drawn. But for calculation emoluments, the government of India has decided that it will become part of emoluments for the calculation of pensionary benefits. So this is true. You can read in para 5 that immediately before retirement or that, if you earn an increment but which was not withheld, though not actually drawn, maybe for any reason, maybe he was on leave or any other reason, that increment will be taken into calculation notionally. So statement 3 is the wrong statement. Let's move on to the next question. In which of the following circumstances a person who has claimed to receive his share of gratuity after the death of government servant is debarred from receiving his share of gratuity? सो अगेन इस क्वेश्चन में एक पॉइंट से ब्रेक करके मल्टीपल ऑप्शंस बनाए हुए हैं. अगर आपको कॉन्सेप्ट पता है तो थोड़ा सा वर्ड प्ले है. सो लेट्स गो ऑन टू दी ऑफिशियल सोर्स फर्स्ट, तो ज़्यादा अंडरस्टैंडिंग बनेगी. पेज 29 पे हम जाएंगे, पैरा 48. यस, तो डिबारिंग अ पर्सन फ्रॉम रिसीविंग ग्रेचुटी. सो इन क्वेश्चन स्टेटमेंट 1 इज सेइंग a person is charged with offense of murdering the government servant. So this is the actual wordplay, charged with. तो यहाँ पे in para 48 sub para 1, a person who is charged with shall remain suspended. He is not debarred. He will only be suspended till the conclusion of proceedings. So this is incorrect. Similarly, a person who is charged with offense of abetting, again charged with, he will also be suspended, not debarred. So both these options are incorrect. Statement 3 saying a person is convicted for murder or abetting in the murder of government servant. So yes, as per subpara 2, if convicted for the murder or abetting the murder, he will be debarred. So this is true. Again, charged with abetting the death by suicide, no, suspended. जब तक कन्विक्शन नहीं होता, प्रूव नहीं होता चार्ज, he will only be suspended. So option C is the right option. Question 57, what is the rate of death gratuity payable to the family of a government servant who dies while in service with length of qualifying service of 11 years? So पेज 26 पे हम जाएंगे, तो यहाँ पैरा 45 में अगेन 2023 में भी रिपीट हुआ था एक क्वेश्चन. यहाँ पे आप देखेंगे 61, अगेन 57 क्वेश्चन है. यहाँ पे जब क्वालिफाइंग सर्विस 11 ईयर्स और मोर है तो 20 टाइम्स ऑफ एमोल्यूमेंट्स विल बी द अमाउंट ऑफ डेथ ग्रेचुटी. सो ऑप्शन सी इज द राइट आंसर. Question 58, Mr. X was initially appointed on 15 December 2001 in an autonomous body under central government, and the body is having a non-contributory pension scheme which is similar to pension rules. After Designation from the autonomous body, he was subsequently appointed with proper permission to a post in central government. Again, suspension rules started applicable. Under which conditions the service rendered by Mr. X will not count as qualifying service, will not count. Okay, so let's read the statements. Let me go to page 9. Para 14, service in autonomous bodies. So डायरेक्टली एक ही ऑप्शन चूज़ करना है इसके अंदर हमको, तो हम सीधे मेन सही ऑप्शन पे चले जाते हैं. पैरा 14(1) का बी है, द सर्विस गवर्नमेंट government servant is not drawing a separate pension from the said autonomous body for the service rendered in that body before accepting office resignation. तो बेसिक सा लॉजिक है कि अगर आप दो जगह काम कर रहे हैं तो आपको दोनों की अलग अलग पेंशन मिल रही है. सेकंड बॉडी से आप दो पेंशन नहीं ले सकते. आपको ऑटोनमस बॉडी की पेंशन भी मिल रही है और आप अपनी सर्विस भी काउंट करवा रहे हैं वहाँ पे रिटर्न री एम्प्लॉयमेंट के बाद, तो दैट वोंट बी अलाउड. सो दीज आर द केसेस. दिस इज द केस वेयर in which service rendered by Mr. X will not be counted as qualifying service because he is already drawing a pension from autonomous body. So if you want to read more, you can see other options also. ये 4 कंडीशंस हैं क्वेश्चन के लिए पूछिए. नेक्स्ट टाइम हो सकता है कि A, C, D में से कोई और पूछ लेगा UPSC. So keep note of that. Let's move on to next question, which is 59, second last question of this video. When is the head of office required to determine the qualifying service in consultation with the accounts officer and communicate the same to the government servant in format 4 in terms of CCS pension rules 2021? यहाँ पे पेज 13 में and we'll go to para 30, periodic verification of qualifying service. So as per this, on each occasion after a government servant has completed 18 years of service and on is being left with 5 years before the date of superannuation, इन दोनों केसेस के अंदर qualifying service determine करेंगे head of office in consultation with accounts officer. So option A is the right answer. Question 60, the last question. As per CCS pension rules, the additional family pension payable to a family pension whose age is 92 years is. So this question is asked a lot of times. बहुत बार रिपीट होता है क्वेश्चन. On page 30, I'll show you again. So if the age is between 90 to 95 years, 40% of basic family pension will be the amount of additional family pension. हमने ऊपर भी एक कैलकुलेशन की थी ग्रेचुइटी वाली, यहाँ पे भी यूपीएससी ने उस तरह से कुछ पूछा. So the right answer is 40%. So this brings us to the end of this video. For more such videos, subscribe to our channel, press the notification icon. We'll be coming shortly with the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.